Hey everyone, Dave here. This is how to check a bike before you go for a ride. When you go into the forest, the main aim is to go and get stoked and have fun and enjoy riding your bike. But the thing that could kill that is your bike not functioning right, an axle coming loose, causing an accident, or your grips aren't feeling right. There's all sorts of different things. So I'm going to run you through the checks that I perform on a bike before I go for a ride in the forest, just to make sure that I'm full of stoke and that there's no problems whatsoever. Let's check it out. For these checks, I'm going to be using 4 Allen keys. I'm going to be using a digital pressure gauge, and if you have one, I'd recommend using a torque wrench and reading on most of the components on a bike the torque rating that is applicable to the part that you're working on. So let's dive in. We're going to start with a 3mm Allen key. I'm going to check the lock-on grips. If you haven't got lock-on grips, then you can probably skip this one, but definitely check the condition of the grips just to make sure that they're all okay. Nice and tight. I'm going to move on to a 4mm Allen key. This does most of the cockpit. So your brake levers onto the bar, you drop a seat post, and your stem bolts. Your tube bolts. And seat post clamp. Next size up is the 6mm Allen key. This is going to do the axles on this particular bike. And last for Allen keys, 8mm. So this is going to be for the pedals. So I'm running Shimano SPDs on this one. When tightening up the pedals on a mountain bike or a road bike, you're going to want to always turn forwards. Alright, so for this particular bike here, or for this setup here, you're going to want to hold the crank on the opposite side and push down. And then same on this side, hold this crank here and push down. Alright, I'm going to release this from the stand. And perform another couple of checks. So I'm going to grab the front brake, hold the headset and make sure there's no rocking or knocking. I'm going to make sure the suspension in the front works. I'm going to make sure the suspension in the rear works. I'm going to make sure that the brakes function. And I'm also going to feel whether the rotors are loose at all. So in some cases you can feel that, especially when you've got centre lock brakes. Next thing I'm going to check is the condition of the brake pads, just to make 100% sure and like double check that I'm not going to have any problems when I'm out on a ride. Alright, I'm just going to rack this back up for one sec. The next thing I want to check is the cleat bolts on my shoes. There's nothing worse than having loose or creaky cleats. So we'll grab the 4mm Allen key and sort these out. These things tend to get a heck of a punishing, so it always pays to check them. That was a bit loose. And the last thing I check is the tyre pressures and the condition of the tyres as well. So being about 72, 73 kilos, I run 20 psi in my tyres. They're tubeless, 29ers, and obviously lightweight bike, cross country. So get in there, check your pressures, and make sure that you're all set for the ride. So perform these checks each time you go for a ride. You're going to find that your bike is more reliable. You're going to pick up on little things that may stop your ride from being as awesome as it possibly could be. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you think there's something I missed, if there's something that you check that's different or special. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave, that bike guy.